In 2012, the Congress of the Philippines passed Republic Act No. 10173, also known as the Data Privacy Act or DPA of 2012. 5 years later, the DPA implementing rules and regulation was put in effect on September 9, 2016, thus mandating all companies to comply. On RA 10173 or the Data Privacy Act protects individual from unauthorized processing of personal information that is one, private, not publicly available, and two, identifiable, where the identity of the individual is apparent either through direct attribution or when put together with the other available information. Companies with at least 250 employees or access to the personal and identifiable information of at least 1,000 people are required to register with the National Privacy Commission and comply with the Data Privacy Act of 2012. Some of these companies are already on their way to compliance, but many more are unaware that they are even affected by the law.
So the Data Privacy Act of 2012 is a good thing because it aims to safeguard citizens and very concerned with their privacy. So this law should be actively implemented and enforced by the government. So the Act's existence demonstrates that we should be cautious about providing information, particularly personal information that can be used against us. Particularly on the internet when information about you is required. So it is only fair to have consent for the various types of information acquired so that we have control over our own data and no such sensitive information is forced upon us. So threats are constantly present and information is extremely valuable. So we must protect ourselves actively. So that's all. Thank you.
So the title of the article is a summary of Republic Act No. 10173 or the Data Privacy Act of 2012. So according to this article, Filipinos spend an average of 10 hours and 2 minutes each day online. So the highest in the world according to the recent data. So I believe this graph is accurate, especially our situation today needs and required to work online. And then when possible, we are encountering some ways of using too much time online like unintentional exposing private data and fraud like scammers, etc. So for me, we need to acknowledge the basic rights of Data Privacy Act. Example, when someone has no rights to access our information without any valid reason, so we can use the following rights from our data privacy law to protect our sensitive data against them for everyday work in online.
The title of the article is According to Bongo, Duterte committed to enforce Data Privacy Act. One of the essential lines in the article is, we need to urge the public to guard against cybercriminals who hack personal information for unlawful purposes. So based on the whole article, we learned that we cannot risk being complacent about data privacy because there are cyber criminals who will violate privacy laws to profit from our stolen mobile number information, email addresses, and credit card numbers, among others.
Importance of data privacy law and how it can benefit every person. First is to prevent malicious websites in misusing of personal information. Dahil sa Data Privacy Act, naiiwasan ang cybercrime na identity theft. Nakasaad sa law na bawal kolektahin at kunin ang data ng mga users for personal use. Though may cases na kailangan talaga ang data ng user, ang kailangan lang ay humingi ng consent na kukuha sila ng information mula sa owner at sabihin kung saan nila yun gagamitin. Without the consent, pwede mo silang kasuhan dahil may chances na gamitin nila yun for wrongdoings using your information such as your name. Next is, it can support cases related to identity theft. Kung nasangkot ka man or biktima ka sa isang kaso na identity theft, ang data privacy law ay pwedeng sumuporta at magpalakas ng laban sa kaso mo. Dahil nga included sa law na yun yung misusing of personal information, tataas ang chance na manalo ka. Next, it will serve as a basis for websites on what is the right thing to do. Dahil included din sa Data Privacy Act ang mga dapat at hindi dapat gawin, mas nabibigyan ng idea ang lahat ng tao kung ano ang nakukuha at kung ano ang hindi dapat kunin na information. Example, sa mga business owners, kung meron silang website na need ang information na user, dapat meron silang terms and condition wherein nakasaad doon kung anong data ang kinukuha sa user at kung saan nila yung gagamitin. Hindi rin dapat sila nag-i-store ng data coming from the user dahil pwedeng makuha yon ng mga hackers kahit na sabihin pa natin hindi naman ginagamit ng business owner ang data for their personal use.
Importance of data privacy law and how it can benefit every person. Data privacy law will be very helpful to us because it helps us to inform on what are the right things or action to do every time we go online and why we need to get our account or any personal information to be more secured. It will be very helpful to us to avoid or lessen the risk of fraud like scammers, etc. Especially this time of pandemic, many of us using online platforms to do some work or any school activities in home. But we didn't know that every time we go online, there is always the risk. So data privacy law is very important to get us informed on what are the right thing to do to avoid or lessen the risk for our safety.
In the past decade, data breaches and password leaks have struck companies. If you have online accounts like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, hackers have likely leaked data from at least one of them. Privacy rights help to ensure those who steal or misuse data are held accountable. Without these restrictions, corporations and governments are more likely to steal and misuse data without consequence. Privacy laws are necessary to the protection of privacy rights. Next is to set boundaries. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attack upon his honor and reputations. Everyone has the right to protection of the law against such as interference or attacks. Next is to promote innovations and growth. You can grow your brand by protecting customers' data. This is the best business opportunity for small businesses. Even the large companies can use this opportunity to beat their competitors.